I mean, looking at recent stats, Hydra has not had any chance versus PartinG in their most recent games. So I mean, it's definitely going to be a steep uphill climb for him now, as we come into this best of 7. But can't count him out directly, because Hydra, man, he's been really bringing in some insane stats as of late. And I mean, especially his most recent run in WCS was just absolutely stellar. But now he is here, man, and it is up against none other than PartinG.
Yeah, PartinG, known so much, probably one of the best known players in StarCraft 2. Certainly is the Protoss one, so dominant. Him and Rain up there is like the consistently good Protosses, all the way back from Wings of Liberty. It's a very different game now, sure. But PartinG's still one of the best. And PartinG and Hydra they have played a fair few times before. And whilst historically Hydra's usually lost out, more recently he has started to come back a little bit more. His last loss to Hydra, I think, was in the Gfinity finals, and then he won the finals of the Ding It Round Robin Invitational, and he won his match against Hydra in the ASL group stage. Sorry, his match against PartinG. Hydra won his match against PartinG in the ASL group stage. So he's on a very, very recent winning record against PartinG, but historically, yeah, PartinG's usually come out a little bit better, but we're just getting the maps sorted out right now, and yeah, it's going to be a really cool match.
Like you say, Hydra is starting to turn things a little bit around. We'll see, can he keep this up, though? I think, just talking about the series, specifically now in this format as well, just a straight-up, good old-fashioned best out of 7. The first 2 maps are probably going to be the most important ones. Because whoever takes the first map is going to have a massive advantage in terms of initiative as they come on into the series. And if you can sort of knock your opponent down, if you lose the first map, then it sort of reverses. That's when you can sort of start riding things back. But it's going to be very important on who can sort of control the pace of how things are going to be running now for this best out of 7.
Yeah, but one thing I think is worth mentioning as well, the meta for PvZ at the minute is very, very focused around Blink Stalkers and that big Blink Stalker sentry kind of almost quasi-death ball. And if there's one thing PartinG has always been known for, it's his control, and most recently especially his Blink Stalk control. He's excellent with those Blink Stalkers. So I think right now it really, really kind of favors him. But on the flip side, the general counter to that is kind of a Ling Hydra with a couple roaches mixed in, maybe. Style coming out of Zerg, and I'd say that's where Hydra feels most comfortable. I mean, you can kind of tell by his name what his favorite unit might be, and I don't know whether he'll be able to pull it off. But right now they're just sorting out the maps in Korean between them, so I'm not sure what's going on. But
we'll see which one they decide to start on. But yeah, I want to come back a little bit there to like you were saying, playing Roach Hydra or playing Hydra Ling. Hydra really sort of looks to end his game more on lair tech than anything else. Doesn't really like playing into the later games, unlike many other Zergs we have out there, like Sue, for instance. He really feels comfortable on the like Roach Hydra, like getting the fairly early Vipers around 12-13 minutes. Hydra, though, I mean, he's a little bit on the other side of the spectrum there. Really wants to play a lot of lair tech games, and we'll see how this is going to be clashing against the style of PartinG, because like you also, again, you were touching upon that subject, the fact that PartinG so meticulous with that blink control, and with the threat, of this, of the current meta game and how PvZ is looking right now with the 3-base Protoss with blink stalkers and sentries. We'll see how these two styles collide. But like I said there, map number 1, I think that's going to be probably the most important game to sort of dictate the pace of this series.
Yeah, and we do have that map now from PartinG. It is Moonlight, his choice for the first map. So that is a really, really interesting one. Certainly not the standard sort of code or terraform I might expect, where both the players are... Like, often in Best of 7, I feel like players will kind of come in sizing each other up, wondering how they're going to play it out. Certainly, I think somebody like Polt, who is very, very good at playing out longer series, might do that. Starting out trying to play it out normally and get a handle on his opponent. PartinG, though, gone for completely opposite. Moonlight Madness, a very unusual map. Something I think he has to have a plan for. So he's going to be opening up with the idea of what he's going to be doing, and yeah, we'll see.
I mean, you can't really jump blindly into one of these things, you know.
True.
It's like
true. You have to have some...
yeah, like a plan or experience, because it's like underwater cave diving. You go in there unprepared, and then suddenly you're never coming out again.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's I'm gonna remember that one.
StarCraft is a lot like underwater cave diving.
It is, though. I mean, like, sit down, think about it. You don't have experience. You don't have the right equipment, aka the builds and the mechanics. You go in there, man, and you're dead. That's it. Finito.
Yeah. Of course, the difference being in StarCraft, you can just go, oh, god damn it, fucking Protoss OP, or oh, these cheaters. Just click, find match again. A little bit more difficult to do that with if you're trapped in like a tiny air bubble that'll last you half an hour, and that there's an ominous hissing sound coming from your PCB.
Yeah, well, hopefully none of you nerds are gonna have underwater cave diving accidents or ladder accidents, running into someone like PartinG or Hydra. Who knows? Maybe you get that unlucky. Actually, I remember my very first ladder game in Heart of the Swarm. I ran into some guy from FXO who had been like 9-time GM. My very first game. I had no idea what I was doing. It was like a lamb to the slaughter.
I put off playing my first Heart of the Storm game for so long. I was just playing unranked and putting out and being like, oh no, I don't want to get ranked. So it took me like 3 seasons, and then I finally clicked the actually like get ranked, find match in ranked button, and my keyboard stopped working. I had to play the whole match using my mouse. Luckily, I was against somebody who was kind of low mid bronze, so it wasn't actually too much trouble, but it felt a little bit rude.
Yeah, man, it's
for both of us, really.
It's like, is he disrespecting me, or is he are we fighting on even ground, sort of thing. Well,
yeah.
Man, ladder anxiety is like a real thing, you know. I think people underestimate how much terror that orange button can entice into people, man. I've had like dark dreams about that ladder button. Like, I actually have. I've like woken up in a cold sweat where I hit play, but I'm actually not ready because I'm sorting out my music, and then it starts counting down anyway. So I'm alt tabbed, but because I had a really crappy computer back in the day, I couldn't alt tab back in. So when it was before you had the auto split on workers, my split would be like 5 seconds late, and my first probe would be 5 seconds late, and it was a PvP, and the guy was proxy 10 gating me, and then those 5 seconds really count. And I will never forget it.
Dark days, dark days.
Man, I have like PTSD from that.
Yeah, in a minute we're just getting the rest of the map orders sorted. Now, is there anything that really springs to mind from a Protoss perspective about Moonlight Madness for you?
That you have the back rocks. Like, what are you thinking about here, man?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering what PartinG might be thinking.
Well, I was like, what I personally think about Moonlight Madness, because if it could be objectively speaking, I'd say, it's a terrible map. But I think we're starting the counters. Have to be very quick on this now.
Oh.
Okay, I think PartinG, he's just gonna play comfortably, go for that 1 gate expand he likes doing, play it very safe, and again, you know, get a sort of cop a feel here for how Hydra wants to be approaching things.
Yeah, fair enough. I just think it's an unusual map to do it on Moonlight, because you said you think it's a horrible map. I've heard other Protosses have the same opinion. I mean, if a Zerg player goes for a big old speeding all in or something, sure, you've got a decent choke at your natural to defend, but the back rocks are actually really, really tough. Speedlings break through them so fast with all the surface area they get, but...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's probably the main issue for me. But, my friend, we are finally here in the last series. The main dish, guys. of tonight's banquet. It is going to be in the top right here on Moonlight Madness in the blue, playing for Team Yo Flash Wolves. He is none other than PartinG.
And his opponent, the reigning WTS champion in the bottom left. It is the red Zerg player from Root Gaming, Hydra.
It's like you kill one queen, and then 2 queens spawn. And you kill another, and
Yeah,
then 2 more.
that's how the British monarchy works, actually.
You kill a queen, and then we get 2 new queens.
Yeah, basically. That's my impression of it.
God save the queen, man.
Yeah, please. We've got enough as it is.
Maybe that's why we're so intent on keeping her alive, so we don't have too many.
Yeah, maybe. Luckily, I'm pretty sure she's eternal.
I do hope
she
so.
is.
Let's not get too patriotic here. I don't know, man. I mean, we're catering to a wide audience of people from all around the globe.
Everybody loves the Queen.
Yeah, I mean, she's a fine old lady.
Yeah.
Seems a bit like that granny you had, you know, who lived out on the countryside, always baking pie, had a cat, had a ginger cat actually. Except this one has a lot of money.
Lives in the castle. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's the difference. Or a palace, I guess.
Palace. Or in fact, several palaces.
Several palaces, yes, sir. Don't you have like Windsor Palace as well, or Windsor Castle? I think
Windsor
Royal
Palace,
Estate.
Windsor Castle, Buckingham Palace, Hampton Court, which is a palace.
Mm.
She's the largest landowner in Britain. Most land in Britain belongs to the monarchy, but she just kind of like rents it out for free. Either way, 3 hats per pool actually coming out of PartinG here. Sorry, Hydra even. Being really impressive if PartinG was going 3 hats per pool. But yeah, Hydra going to be opening up really, really greedy here. And this should go pretty well for him. I mean, PartinG doesn't have too much to be putting on aggression. He did open with that gateway first, so it looks like scouting the 3 hats per pool. He's going to be sending that Zealot across the map to see what it can do. But it shouldn't actually be able to get that much damage done to Hydra.
No, I really like this. Hydra, you're completely reading into PartinG. I mean, he really likes going for these slower, safer openers. It's very seldom actually that he goes for the Nexus first. I'm personally a big fan of it, but I mean, I could definitely sort of understand PartinG's mindset, you know, especially on Moonlight Madness. But interestingly enough, I do believe it was his pick. But he sends the Zealot across, so he's going to interrupt mining a little bit, not anything significant. And he knows that there are soon going to be lings out, so he's going to be pulling back home.
Yes, he is. As I said, the Zealot can't really get too much done, but it might come back in with the Mothership Core and see what it can get done. And it's going to find itself a ling or 2 here. That's very nice.
It's going to force a few extra units out of Hydra. Really wants to be saturating those 3 hatcheries. Ooh, catches the proxy pylon being set up, and this is actually a very smart position for PartinG, because he can warp in onto the other side of these destructible debris, and he's got the 3 gateways just finishing up now together with that warp upgrade. And the Mothership Core can also, of course, fly over, which means he can directly support any offensive operations here that PartinG is dishing out, but it's going to start backing away here. It's the destructible debris. It's going to take a long time to get through.
It's going to take a while, but a few more Zealots will greatly reduce the time it takes. And now, as mentioned, PartinG does have a fair few gateways, and walking in 3 Zealots there, going to be putting a bit of high pressure towards Hydra's third base, but 14 lings on the way. Should be able to deal with this pretty nicely. It's a large open area around this third base, which usually favors the Zerg engagements. They can get big concaves and then get big surrounds and wraparounds with their melee units. And, yeah, for now, PartinG just wants to take out these rocks, it looks like.
Yeah, and the one thing though is the fact that he's forcing so many units out of Hydra. Look at this, PartinG has constantly been probing behind this. He's not taken the additional gas, and we're at 7 minutes in. He's got the robe all the way as well. Even though he doesn't do any direct damage with this, he's forcing so many things out of his opponent. And the full of PartinG can very well be that immortal all-in. He doesn't even need to add in that amount of surgeries that we see in the older version. This is a bit of a revamped one, and even though there's a spine here, I don't think that PartinG is going to be committing because now he can just back off and then reinforce again with those immortals, sort of link up his forces. But this has pretty much done what what he set out to do. He's forced so many links out of his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, this is 42 links. That could have been a lot of drones. Never do math thing, but like 21 drones for Hydra, and he'd be looking in a much better position. But as it is, he's ready to defend, but Econ isn't really where he wants it to be. The Roach Warren coming in is going to help him defending against this as well. But a big wraparound as well, forces the recall. Takes out a couple of units, but in the end of the day, PartinG gets away with most of his forces and has just forced those units out of Hydra. And there's not much Hydra can actually do with them other than defend.
Oh, this is important though. He finds the second proxy pile set up by PartinG as a backup. Takes down the probe as well. This is actually very key. Now there is no close reinforcement point here for PartinG. All of these units can easily get isolated. Not a ton of force fields on them as well. There's a warp prism on the way here for PartinG though, together with those 4 additional warp kits, but he still needs to be so careful. The links are going for a massive counterattack, but he sees these units with the tower, but there is a full wall off here to greet him. Both the Nova Charge also being used, but he's actually going to be forced to set up a whole position. He's going to have to build another unit, sell it, anything. These links get into the natural. Absolutely. Yeah, this is so important right now. Base trade scenario is going to go down. PartinG is going to commit fully to this as the links come into the main, start ravaging through that economy. But here we go. PartinG is going to be committing into this third base now, and he's got the sentries and 2 immortals to back this up.
Yeah, but he's going to lose his Nexus as well. And Hydra has a ton of roaches up at the top of this ramp. As much as that, PartinG does have those immortals, the immortal sentries done so well for, but having lost too much in the main, GG. The first game goes the way of Hydra.
Now, PartinG, they're making the mistake of not not sort of formatting that wall in a more optimal fashion. Because, I mean, if he had another sort of set of surface area, he could have thrown down, for instance, perhaps a pylon or a second gateway or something like that to wall off. But now there was just this tiny gap that a Zealot could fill, not even a sentry being warped in there, and Hydra reading it just absolutely brilliantly, going for that massive counterattack. And, well, he got the damage done that he was looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Winning the game with that, and just a little bit too much. At home to defend for Hydra. And yeah, so that is that. Game 1 goes his way. I think it's Iron Fortress for Game 2. We go on to Korea. Just want to take a moment as well to shout out our new sub as well, Plogwidis.
Plogwidis.
That's Plogwidis.
Yes,
I'm probably pronouncing
it's
that
actually.
but...
Yeah, it's Plogwidis. He's actually he's a good mate of mine. He's actually I'd say he's my manager because he's the guy who sort of gets me all of these like events and stuff.
Scott died again.
So yeah, shout out to Plogwidis, man.
Ah, cool. I should get in the channel, shouldn't I? There we go. But yeah, I think it's Iron Fortress for map number 2. Or no, Terraform. We're gonna have to keep this because we're hopping between servers a lot. It's gonna be a bit confusing. Oh, it's Bridgehead? Oh, okay. I've got no idea what's going on. I just get invited to lobbies and cast games. Maybe it'll be the wrong game. Who knows? You'll be.
It's like
well, it's just Hydra, and I'll introduce. I don't know, Intense again. And I'm like, oh wait, but why did you invite me to this lobby? What's going on?
Intense. Why are you here? It's just like.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to leave, man. It's just basking in the glory of that previous victory.
Absolutely.
I mean, he probably is, to be fair. I mean, because with the standings between the 2 players. Yeah. Well, let's see. Lobby has been set up, and we're just waiting for Hydra. I hope that he got the memo of that we're going to be jumping servers.
I'm sure he did. He'll be here in a minute. But now it's going to be Bridgehead game number 2 as well, and that is like Bridgehead seems like such a horrendous map for Protoss in ZVP. I think it's a little kind of confusing. I mean, you can't let it through the veto process because there's no vetoes in best of 7, but. Well, I guess there's nothing you can do to actually stop Hydra from just picking it as his first map.
No,
so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking as well. But man, to sort of just wrap up thoughts on that first game, big screw up there from PartinG. His otherwise everything he was doing was looking really clean. The recall there was a bit sort of over ambitious there. The fact that he sort of decided to push down and ended up giving up a sentry or two. Still, I mean, for so many units, and if those links hadn't got in, and PartinG could aggressively, continuously warp in units with that warp prism and the forward prop pylon that he eventually got up, I think Hydra would have been in a lot of trouble. But now things completely turned around, and Hydra finds himself up 1 game in this series.
And we load into Bridgeheads. Are you expecting a proxy hatchery? I think you've got to be expecting a proxy hatchery a little bit.
Oh, well, we very well might. Oh man, this is going to be fairly tense because I mean Hydra. I remember I saw a game on this was on Expedition Lost though, so which of course is another very comfortable proxy hatch map where he did that. So I mean this guy, not scared at all. But that being said, as we swing things into action here, map number 2, ladies and gentlemen, and our first player here in the blue, spawning to the left here, 9 o'clock. It is going to be none other than PartinG.
And his opponent then. Down here on the right-hand side of Bridgehead. Representing Root Gaming, we have the purple Zerg player, Hydra.
We're going to keep our eyes open for that drone, man.
Oh, yeah. Of course, it's actually not as good as it was when this map was released, because they've actually moved these vision blockers back from the rocks a little bit. So you can actually shoot at Zerglings that are breaking it down, but you still can't shoot at those spine crawlers.
Can we get a shot of that, please? I do believe I'm following the observe. I hope I am.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, so the vision blockers actually are just like 1 hex away from the rocks. So if Zerglings or Zealots or whatever are breaking it down, you can actually see the units that are doing it and shoot at them.
Well, that's actually a very important detail to bear in mind. Look at that, he's even scouting for that proxy, playing a bit scared there. But Hydra, again, is going to go for that hatch first. We'll see if he decides to go up to hatchery number 3, but that would be stretching it a little bit, in my opinion, just because of how far that third base would actually be away from the rest of your creep. So it is going to be a pool. So play things a little safer this time.
Yeah, I think Moonlight Madness is a pretty good map to go 3 hatchful pool, because all 3 of your hatcheries are fairly safe. Even the one that's quite far away by kind of like distance from your main is actually behind the destructible rocks, and Proto has a little bit of difficulty actually breaking through those. I think more so than definitely Zerg, maybe Terran as well. Just because with Zerg you can flood Zerglings and get quite a lot of surface area on it, but for now, Hydra just get that 3rd hatch down fairly quickly nonetheless. And yeah, we'll see how he progresses onwards.
Yeah, PartinG comes in, sees virtually everything. Nexus first for him as well here, which, like I mentioned earlier, I really like this. Goes up to the double gas on 20 supply. Yeah, that was double 20 gas. Cybercore has gone down as well. We'll see what he decides to do if he's going to be playing into a quick Tarlet Council, or if he wants to play into the Robo, perhaps even a Stargate at this point. We'll keep our eyes peeled.
Yes, indeed. And Warp Gate on the way from PartinG, just starting up now, but no Chrono Boost or anything into it just yet. So doesn't look like he's planning to be too aggressive. We'll see what his tech choice is. He has mining quite a bit of gas, so probably going to see that come down relatively soon. And I never seem to play any ZVP on Bridgehead because the Protoss always have it vetoed, or they just do proxy 2-gate or something. So what's a good tech choice? Do you think we're going to see Robo, Stargate, or Twilight out of PartinG in this game?
Well, I'm not too certain if PartinG has seen that 3rd hatchery, but I mean, he's probably making the assumption that it is down. I think we see this. Yeah, okay. So he knows about the 3 hatch. He's going for a sentry first here, but I think out of this, just playing towards getting a 3rd of his own, and then perhaps adding in a Twilight Council, trying to go into that Baguette Protoss sort of style. I think that's actually going to work out fairly well on a map like this, because I mean there are a lot of sections that are these small chokes and stuff like that, hard for Zerg to engage into, and well, we already see that Twilight Council go down.
Yeah, a little faster than, I guess, the typical Baguette Star, which is just a ton of sentries into taking the fur base into the Twilight Council, but so far, just a few extra gateways, and the Twilight Council almost looks like PartinG's playing versus Terran, really.
He's going to go for some light pressure with these 3 gateways. Again, look at this. So many links forced out of Hydra. Speed halfway done, but still 24 Zerglings. And even more on the production tab. PartinG behind all of this. Again, I mean, he's just continuously adding in more probes. He's more than happy with this. And he does, or he will have that recall very shortly. As we see Blink starting up just now.
Yeah, taking advantage of the high ground before, behind Hydra's fur base. Just deny mining there for a while. And those 4 Stalkers, of course, do enough damage to one-shot a drone.
Oh, this is so smart. He was hiding these lings. So PartinG overextending a little bit. He might be forced to recall out. Speed is going to be finishing up within 10-15 seconds. Gets 1 Stalker isolated and trapped. And even the proxy pylon going down. So PartinG has run out of options at this point, virtually. Needs to be so careful. These Stalkers are actually way out of position, so they're not going to be able to actually recall. They have to get back in position before anything else can go down. But PartinG does manage to get out of there.
Yeah, just managed to juke around and meet up with that Mothership Core to be able to recall those units, but he loses, of course, 1 Stalker, and every loss hurts. Certainly not a cost-efficient little push out there for PartinG, but of course he did actually force out so many links from Hydra again. Hydra is certainly not afraid of just making tons and tons of links to defend. And is that wall open?
It is, yeah, there's a tiny hole.
Yeah,
I mean, you could probably put a pylon there.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. It needs to sit back. Oh, sentry is not on hold position. Does not want to give anything away to a mistake like that. Look at this now. He's got +1 on the way, though. Good number of sentries. Blink almost finished. 4 more gateways are going to be wrapping up. However, though, Hydra again reading PartinG like a book. He's already got that burrow finished. And now he's starting Glider Reconstitution. No tunneling claws, but there is also no robo out here for PartinG.
No, and that's one of the weaknesses, I think, of the Baguette Star. It plays so long without a robo. And see, PartinG looks like he's trying to move towards a 3rd base here, but I don't know. It kind of seems like he could take a 3rd base behind this, but he also doesn't know where to do it. And I actually think, oh, this is pretty cool SimCity, actually. Place down his extra warp gates as an extra wall off behind these rocks. Looks like it's actually going to be straight up 2 base, all in almost. And Hydra setting up a burrow trap here with these units.
Does PartinG know?
See where the PartinG falls into it.
And the Hydra is selecting them, but he doesn't want to reveal the roaches just yet. Finds a pylon here to the top right. As PartinG continuously just trying to threaten here, but now these roaches get cut out. But there, Hydra is forced to reveal burrow. How is PartinG going to be reacting to this? Still no tunneling claws. He does save the pylon to the top right. Bear in mind though, Blink is already done for PartinG, and even though there is no even though there is burrow, when you are forced to continuously burrow your units, that's going to be bad. But he's right to stop with these roaches. PartinG, is this really what you want to be doing? The sentries are isolated at the back. But he's moving on forward, getting past these. The proxy pylon did get taken out. Good forces go down. North for PartinG though, and a couple of these roaches actually going down very quickly, blinking back again. PartinG though, without the reinforcement pylon, is finding himself in a very hard position. However, he's going to be moving down and isolating those roaches on the high ground. This is an absolutely excellent move here for the Protoss.
Yeah, moving down again, and with no burrow movement, there's no way for Hydra to get past the Stalker. Yeah, now he's in the main. He can force field this off so easily. And the few lings and roaches that are slipping through are chipping away at his stalk count, but he still has tons and tons left over, and second wave of force fields blocked off that ramp, and there's just next to nothing to contest in the main. Hydra's been massing up forces though, of course. 2 hatcheries producing roaches here. He wants to be able to sweep in and crush this army, and it looks like now is the time he's going to try and do it. But another proper force field is going to delay it for a little while longer.
And PartinG is buying some more time here. There's the recall finally, but look at that, heavily supply blocking his opponent, killing a ton of drones. A total of 20 have gone down, and PartinG behind all of this. Now he's getting the robo, he's got the +1 attack upgrade, and well, Hydra He's stuck on only roaches.
Yeah, not even with burrow or upgrades or anything, just roaches with speed. And speedlings are not going to be anywhere close to a match for the army that PartinG is fielding. Tons and tons of blink stalkers, a bunch of sentries that are easily able to force field away those roaches, and now moving towards a third base as well. Hydra. Oh, pardon me. Hydra now adds on a hive list then, but it doesn't really have the economy to fuel it. Only 39 workers currently, and no force at all.
Hydra is now going to try to hit these rocks, see if he can break into that natural, setting up another flank hit towards that third base as well. PartinG though, with the pylons of his own here to the north and in the top right. We'll see if he can get anything sort of done with this. He's kind of being a bit indecisive though at this point. Hydra playing into this, but still, again, his economy, man, like you mentioned there, 42 drones still. He hasn't been adding in any further drones.
Yeah, he is. He is just adding on those Hydras. He needs them to stay alive really right now, but I don't know if he's got enough at home to defend what PartinG's running out. Big or little force of rotaling.
Oh my god!
Moving in.
Dude,
as
this
well,
was a fake. This was a fake. He cancelled the third base. I thought that something was blocking it, but he just blatantly cancelled it.
Oh dear, this is. I think Hydra's been played here. Really, PartinG has such a big army. This is the mid game where he's strongest. He wins every single time he can actually bring it to this stage of the game. He's taking the victory, unless it. Yeah, I mean he's just done so well here. And the blink up, he's looking for that high ground position where he can really use the force fields, attack down that choke, pull back, force Hydra into it. And for now, looks like he's going to find it. Hydra's setting up a nice concave here, but just a couple seconds too late, and a few force fields catch some more roaches. Greater choke for Hydra to attack into, and PartinG pushing it forwards. And,
he's going to be able to tap a lot of these units.
So many roaches going down front. Great force fields here from PartinG. He's even got the observer to cover the burrow. Aggressive blink forwards now. He is stomping through Hydra. The last few units of Hydra are dwindling away as PartinG moves forward. The reinforcements come back across the map, but it's a little too late, and as the drones come off the line, it's all these units coming in from dribs and drabs from Hydra, cut off by the force fields, and GG. PartinG evens up the score. Game number 2. It's tied 1-1.
Absolutely beautiful angle of engagement there for him. Hydra trying to go for that wraparound, but just not having enough. And man, that lack of economy with those drones that he lost in the main, just really coming back to hurt him so much. PartinG playing it beautifully, staying on that 2 bases, and then that fake out as well was just so key in this to tie up the series 1-1.
Yeah, really kind of showing how to actually play the 2-base blink style against Zerg. A lot of players try and go for much more of a blink all in, like you might go as Terran, just walking in nothing but stalkers and stalkers and stalkers. But just a couple of sentries to really cut off the Zerg army, and blinking around, just keeping them suppressed, trading with their army where it's cost efficient to do so, just running away and killing some economy or something when it's not, and then you go for the big later push, either off 3 bases or with a bit more tech, or just if you slow them down enough, you can just sit back and get a big bunch of stalkers and come in for the final killing blow of 2 bases, as we saw from PartinG there. But
oh yeah, for sure, man. That was man, I just like PartinG on 2 bases, super deadly. Jump service here again, and pardon me. I did mention that. I mean, I was out, man, after Valencia, so it's sort of still coming back here to haunt me. I hope you guys haven't started without me.
No, not yet. We're still waiting on you. There's your invite, and gonna be Terraform for map number 3 as we start to load into that. Probably the most standard map we've had so far in the series.
It's like most commonplace, sort of, in like one of these a map that players generally choose to pick, and it's not like the most banned map. I think it's probably like Moonlight Madness and oh man,
Bridgehead or
one
Dash
with
and
the gold.
Terminal?
Yeah, a Bridgehead. Bridgehead, that's the one.
Bridgehead. Yeah. One of the two. Like
One of the
Bridgehead,
two.
Bridgehead, Dash and Terminal, Moonlight are all maps that people don't like for one reason or another. But either way, Terraform, one of the more favored maps, and certainly favored by this player at the top left because he picked it. It is the Orange Protoss player from Yowie Flashwolves. It is PartinG.
And his opponent down in the bottom right, sporting the red trunks for this evening, red tuxedo. It is going to be none other than from Team Root, Hydra. Cat's probably really happy about this pickup.
Yeah, absolutely. Hydra is far and away the ace of Team Root. I mean, I say that because he's one of the best players in the world, more so than because Root's only good player. But there are plenty of good players in Root. Yeah, there are plenty of good players in Root, but Hydra is just one of the best in the world. And,
he's a different caliber. It's like, you know, when My Sanity picked up Rain. Come on.
Yeah.
It's like reigning best Protoss in the world at that point.
Yeah. That being said, My Sanity are probably one of the best teams in StarCraft minutes, certainly outside of Korea. They've got like
no doubt.
And,
they just
so many great players.
Yeah, they have Saxry. Jarkshi left. He just recently left the team. They have Arium, worthy mention, of course.
That's true.
And then Rain. Trying to think. Yeah, Patreus.
Like they got some of the really good foreigners as well. Kane unfortunately left when he started. He's taking a bit of a break back from StarCraft 2 at the minute, but either way, this game actually we see a much faster gas out of Hydra than we've seen any of the other games so far. So I'm wondering if we're going to see him go for any kind of aggressive movements here.
He very well might actually. You know, Hatch gas pool is going to give him very quick speed. Maybe he's a little worried over, you know, whatever PartinG might do. Warloff not started at the front. A gate back in the main was a Nexus first. As PartinG again going for that double 18 gas. We'll see if Hydra wants to be capitalizing on this. You know, perhaps try to hit a big timing, but perhaps just going to play things back a little bit. We'll have to see. Starts speed.
Yep.
Pulls boys off gas. Leaves one in though, so we'll be able to start that lair around 6:30.
Yeah, well, pretty normal, but yeah, 10 lings on the way from Hydra. He's definitely looking to put on some kind of pressure. Really, I think he's just aiming for this next on the low ground. If he can push PartinG away from that, then he'll be in a great position, and it looks like there's a possibility he might be able to. This is a little faster than I think PartinG was expecting. He's keeping a bunch of lings up in the main base. I don't know, revealing those extra pair might tip PartinG off to something, because this is...
Oh yeah, now he knows.
Now he knows, for sure. And
okay.
the mothership...
PartinG has to know.
Oh, God.
I mean, he has to know speed is on the way right now, so he has to finish that wall off ASAP. The probe lives. PartinG needs to drop further buildings. Now the wall off is almost completed. Zealot is out. Oh, yeah, there we go.
It's going to be really, really good for him. And PartinG. He's going to have this gateway focused down pretty quickly, though. And he still needs a little bit more to wall it off. Just in the nick of Mandazet.
Yeah, he didn't cancel that gateway, so that's 150 minerals lost. But now the first sentry is out. And Hydra has virtually done no damage with this. There's not going to be any way to bust through, I believe, as PartinG can just add in more buildings. And then we see another gateway go down. Second gateway is in operation as well. And photon overcharge is soon going to be available to him. On top of that, so okay, that's one full switch spent at least.
Yeah, but so many of these lings falling now. Hydra's 18 lings right now. He is going to take down this gateway though, and actually break through into main base.
The force field at the very last second.
Just barely. Most of it does not have a photon overcharge though, so really Hydra has just kind of forced PartinG into concentrating on his wall in. And I guess PartinG does have a slightly weaker wall in as a result of it. At this, it's not even that bad. We'll see what Hydra elects to go into now. But
I think it's going to be too bit muted.
I think you might be right.
I mean, he's going for
gas. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we have it. With that lair timing as well. Like I said, he gets started around 6:30. And he actually did that behind the aggression. But one thing, you know, the wall, like you said, it's damaged. It's not in the shape PartinG wants it to be. And then also keep in mind, my friend, so many extra minerals were spent on keeping that wall structure intact. And that means PartinG has a lot fewer probes than you originally wanted to have. Look at that, just only at 33 now.
Yeah, he is. He wasn't really producing probes almost at all through that. Just concentrating on getting the money to build buildings to stop Hydra just killing him. And oh, the hidden spire! Beautiful there up from Hydra. I think this is going to catch PartinG so off guard. Although there's still if PartinG Scouts gets a full scout off, he's going to go. There's a lot of gas here, and there's 5 spines at the front.
Yeah, I mean, imagine as well, you know, like a hallucinated phoenix trying to find that third base and it accidentally passes by the spire. He goes and kills that, and all of a sudden, Hydra, whoops. But well, we'll see if that happens. I mean, time is very short if PartinG, as the spire is halfway done.
Yeah, PartinG, he sees no third base. He's going to move in towards this. The infestation pit down. PartinG. The thing is, he's not actually scouting behind the back of the bases, or at least not the back of the natural base. If he comes in here and sees no tech there, then maybe he gets a little bit like, oh, there's a lot of gas, there's a lot of gas.
Yeah. He has to know what's up. I mean, it's not going to be Swarm Host.
Oh.
Hydra is playing this so intelligently, but all of these links actually get around as PartinG is going to be able to secure it at the third base. But man, this Spire has just finished up in PartinG, but his only anti-air? Sentries. 7 meters in production here for Hydra.
Yeah, and as good as sentries actually can be on Muclis in a direct fight, especially with Guardian Shield, it's not about the direct fight. It's about they just can't catch them. That's why Blinkstalkers are actually okay on Muclis. They can actually follow them through the bases. That's why Phoenixes are so great against Muclis. They can completely...
Oh, he sees them. He saw them. He saw them.
Just see them moving through now, and Blink is on the way, and photon cannons get started up as well. Try and help him hold on, but he's gonna need something more than that, because at the minute he has nothing to actually defend against these Muclis. The Militia Corps can do some photon overcharges maybe, but that's only going to stay of execution. I don't see how he holds this third base really.
3 Stalkers get defensively walked in, but they can get focus fired down right away here by these meters of Hydra. And they will fall. The cannons, have they had enough time to finish up? One barely does. In the main is going to end up going down as well. Photon overcharge did get popped there. So one muta eventually does go down, but still, from this point on, Hydra can now easily control the pace of this game, and he's just constantly going to be churning out Hydras from now, or Mutalisks from now on.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to loop back around, maybe going towards this third base, along with a little force of Lings. And what does PartinG have at the third base? He's got 2 cannons, but I don't know that's going to be enough against all these mutas, especially not when they find this angle. This is exactly
this is
what he
just so tough.
Yeah, another Lings coming as well. Take down this cannon, but it actually buys enough time for PartinG to bring the rest of his army up here and push it away, and Hydra loses a couple mutas doing that, and all he really gets is mining time and a couple cannons from it.
But I mean, still bear in mind, you know, the mobility of these mutas so far going uncontested. The numbers of Stalkers is still way too low here for PartinG to directly engage. We're going to be at 21 mutas versus 7 Stalkers, and he's just going to go right on top of everything here, take down the cannons at the front. There we go, has to bounce back in. But now he can easily hit this main. Might even be able to actually split up mutas, and he's going to get right on top of the cannon here in the main middle line as well. Lings being sent to the third base. And right now, Hydra just in complete control here of this game.
Yeah, the blink revealed as well, but a little bit too fast, and a few Stalkers go down. One Muclis falls, but Hydra gets on out of there, and more mutas being added on. The third base well established. Mainly just mining gas from there, but Hydra doesn't really have that much use for minerals right now. The use for minerals at the minute is to have a bank in case it goes into a base trade for Ling to take out PartinG bases and hatcheries to not die. And here we go. He finds a great time in counter there. the third base. No army there. He can take out a lot of pylons.
Ooh, this is actually massive. Depowering 3 of those gateways. That's half of PartinG's production.
Yeah, that is such a big blow. He needs those stalkers. He needs to keep the stalker count rising, because when he hits like +2 blink stalkers, should tear through the mutas unless Hydra can actually keep PartinG suppressed enough that his muta count is high enough to overwhelm. At the minute, it absolutely is. 23 mutalists against 11 stalkers is so much. So one-sided in Hydra's favor, and he's going to move back into this main base, and there's next nothing here.
The third base is completely naked. That Nexus is going to fall to those links.
No.
Gets taken out, and now the production as well. The mineral line here from PartinG gets shredded. And now this is it. Look at this. He's going to just stay right on top of this Nexus and take that down as well. Hydra does not give a damn, and PartinG now on the move out here. You can see his army is heading down towards Hydra's base. Kills the spy, so no more muta production, but there is so many spies already waiting for him.
Yeah, and the Lings flooding in as well. The pros come off the line to fight them, but it's not enough. GG. Hydra takes game number 3. Back and forth and back and forth. Really great series on our hands here, and we go back to Korea for Coda map number 4. And this series is absolutely living up to the hype. I think everything I wanted to be and more.
I was actually not expecting this though. Hydra, man, he's really playing his heart out, looking very confident in all of his moves, man. There's just no hesitation. So I mean, PartinG has to be a little shaken coming into this. Finds himself down 2-1 in this series, and Hydra, he's just really controlling the pace of the game. The only time PartinG managed to take that win was because Hydra was just simply making too many mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, that was what is worth bearing in mind. Game 2, that win came from a big commitment by Hydra to defense in the face of like not that much and just a few force fields. The map architecture really going the way of PartinG, but Coda, the standard map, we'll see what these two players go for. And yeah, Hydra's definitely out for blood. We'll see whether PartinG has any plasters.
Can he stave off the hunger that is Hydra? We'll have to see. I'm waiting for that. Please invite. Please respond. I'm waiting for that invite, guys, into the lobby, so we can kick off this map number 5 map number 4 between these two players. We'll have to see. I mean, is Hydra going to be able to continuously ride the initiative that he's currently enjoying, taking this series to a 3-1 advantage over PartinG? Can he do that? That's going to be absolutely insane. But we'll just have to wait and see for this map number 4.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as we're getting up the ready from the players, we're going to get it underway. And there it is, countdown has begun. And we load into Coda. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Coda is a pretty good map for that kind of blink style. The fairly fast third base, lots and lots of stalkers. Sentries, lots and lots of sentries. Do a little bit of aggressive push out with them. Lots of possibility for that. But, I mean, there's a reason why it's called the baguette style, and that's because it's mainly been played by those French prototypes. Although it has been, to an element, adopted by a lot of other prototypes, it's always with a little bit of a twist. So, for instance, PartinG in the last game doing a push out with more blink stalks and sentries, and then never bothering with the third. But we will see what happens in this game.
Aye, sir. As we have him here in the top left, spawning in, wearing the purple dress tonight. Actually changed from a tux, guys. It is going to be none other than Roots Hydra.
Oh, yes, indeed. And down here in the bottom right, it's the red Protoss player. Representing Yui Flashwolves. It is PartinG.
Already, this is actually halfway through the series. Already at this point. Been progressing fairly quickly. You know, fairly sort of straightforward games in terms of who has the advantage and who doesn't. Not too much back and forth sort of action going on. We'll see if he will be going into any of these longer macro games on the 4-player maps. But for now, very aggressive stance from both of these guys. Forge opening here from PartinG.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll be getting some camera rushes down.
Yeah, he's gonna try for it. He's definitely gonna try for it. We'll see if he can pull this one off. Maybe this can catch Hydra off guard.
Yeah, I don't think Coda's a great cannon rushing map, is it? There's a lot of space behind the mineral line. So you can't really block off those little sections with pylons, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see as he comes in. Oh, there's no way Hydra. Come on. Yeah, okay. He's just gonna make it obvious there. I mean, the thing is, I think it's okay to throw down a pylon like this. Hydra has to respond immediately for a cost of 25 minerals. If you just cancel that pylon, you force so many drones to come off the line, so much lost mining time, that I think it's basically 100% worth doing.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Oh, he lets it finish though. Okay.
So okay, now he might be casting cannons. No, he's gonna commit. 3 cannons going down right now. Can go for that focus fire on the. So yeah, even more drones get pulled up.
Oh my god.
Go down. Another cannon gets tucked in there, but he only has 1 pylon to power things. Is PartinG going to be able to actually pull this one off? Pylon number 2 does go down.
I don't think so. We'll see though.
He's going to build a gateway here.
Oh, he's actually trapped a. He has trapped a cannon in there, but there's so many drones down here, and one finishes up. Actually, only manages to take out 1 drone. And oh, now with the hatchery finished, this is going to be very, very difficult for PartinG to actually build anything more. Probe 1 hit away from death, and 2 more cannons going down. Another cannon gets cancelled, and I think this is going to turn into a bit of a failure from PartinG.
Hydra's definitely held this. A lot of minings have lost, sure, and a drone or 2 have fallen, but...
Oh, I don't know.
What are you doing? That's a massive mistake. There we are. 2 lings are now finally out. Should be able to bring things down here. Even more lings coming in
actually,
to help out.
I'm not sure. I'm not so sure.
The cannons?
He's going to lose a lot here. No, full health cannons finished. 2 full health cannons finished. That's it. That's it. GG. Cannons. Cannon rushing. No problem. PartinG. Just if he pulls all the probes, you just have to build more cannons.
You cheeky bastard.
And back to it. There we go. Tying it up 2-2.
That was
that's the PartinG we know and love.
That's one way to do it, guys. When in doubt, cannon rush. I'm actually I'm just gonna make sure here that give me a second. I'm gonna get on NA here, guys, and then I hope you don't mind. Trig, what should I call you? Trigonal? Trig?
You want?
I'll call you Trig.
Trigonal?
Trigonal? Trigonal? Trigonal? Trigonal? Man, I'm just mispronouncing your name. So embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Trigonal.
Just call me like all 3.
Trig, Trigonal.
Trig.
Yeah. First, I'll say, yeah, Trig, and then Trigonal, then Trigonal. Let's see. Yeah. Can I get some water, please? Because I've actually run out, guys. I only had this bottle for the entire cast because I'm not the best at remembering to refill my bottle when I'm commentating. I get so caught up in the game.
And for now, Cactus Valley, we're just waiting on Hydra to bring it back over. And yeah, there it is. But you know, while you're going to get some water, could you get me some as well? Because I've run out too.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. No problem.
Actually, like no, I've just remembered I've got an oasis over here. I'm cool. I don't know how old it is, but
that's how you should be doing it. Do it like Trig. What would Trig do?
Trig would have an oasis he'd forgotten about for 2 months.
Okay, but yeah, so we're in the lobby, guys. Everything seems to be set up, and I'm gonna run away and refill my bottle. I hope you guys don't mind. So I'll be back right with you.
While we are waiting on Tenchi to come back, I'm just going to take this moment to remind you that if you want to check out any of the replays from this. They'll all be uploaded onto Spawning Tool. We got a lot of our great information from there as well. You can get some really, really cool statistics on what stages in the game players typically win at, or how many units are made on average in various different matchups, and lots and lots of really, really cool stuff. You can search through it just to see Roach Baneling bust builds. If you want to work on your own little bit of cheeses, you can look through all the different cheese builds. Any games that ended before 8 minutes and steal all their strategies for that. And of course, somewhat obviously, I guess, if you're watching this here with me in the chat, a big shout out to Hitbox, hitbox.tv, for providing the streaming service and contributing to the prize pool as well here. Do come over to hitbox.tv/Team Gravity to check out the chat, join us all here. And of course, at the minute, if you subscribe, it's $4.99 a month to subscribe to Team Gravity, and you get a $4.99 G2A gift card as well back. So it's basically free, and you support awesome StarCraft action, like what we're just about to get into as we load into Hydra versus PartinG on Cactus Valley. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, my friend. So guys, map number 5 here in this best out of 7. PartinG pulling off a crazy cannon rush there to tie things up 2-2 in this series. And speaking of that, here we have him, ladies and gents, in the top left, sporting the blue collar shirt. It is going to be none other than Yo Flash Wolves PartinG.
And his opponent in the bottom right here, the red Zerg player representing Root Gaming. It is Hydra.
What a way to go on that previous
What a way
map.
to go. I reckon. Yeah, I reckon PartinG's figured out how he's going to play this series. Where's that pylon being placed down?
Down in the natural. So we'll see if PartinG is going to go for that 12 forge again that he did there on Coda to great effect. Almost said it like Tony the Tiger there. Any one of you guys who don't know, if any of you guys don't know who Tony the Tiger is, no childhood.
God help you.
God help you.
It tastes great.
Oh God, no, no, no.
How old are you, Trig?
22.
Yeah. So you're a 90s kid like me.
The 90s kids. I remember this.
Yeah, like we grew up with that stuff on the telly, you know, like adverts and stuff like that. I think I vaguely remember like an old piece of
adverts on the telly. Don't you remember when they had television rather than just Netflix? They had adverts on it.
I have watched television in little over 4 years.
Yeah, no, me too. About the only time I watch television is when I walk into my parents' living room and they're watching the television. I'm like, oh, this is. I remember when people did this.
Guys, what is this archaic business you're into? New thing is esports. Actually, we have esports broadcasted on national television in Sweden. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. It's cool. It's cool.
Sport SM and DreamHack.
That's why DreamHack always has so many delays. They have to actually stick to the television schedule.
I can't disclose any.
That's what I've been told.
I cannot deny nor confirm any of these statements.
Well, they just kind of like over budget time for series. So like they'll say best of 3. That maybe will take like 2 hours tops. So we'll give it 2.5 hours, and then hopefully the TV will be happy. But either way, I think it's a little late for a cannon rush.
A little late. I mean, he hasn't even started.
Yes, he hasn't. Yeah, just gone a bit greedy. Yeah, Cactus Valley is one of those maps. Yeah, where you can afford to get away with a like low ground gateway Nexus on, or even Nexus Gateway if you're really greedy on Cactus Valley, just because it is such a tight choke. You can pretty easily wall it off nicely.
Yeah, there's actually a bit of a. I think there's a gap there by the cyber. I hope that PartinG closes that up. I'm not entirely certain though. Might just be me sort of being What do you think? Does look
I don't
like
know. It looks that if I saw that wall, I would build a bunch of speedlings and run them towards the wall.
Yeah, same. Or I would panic and
can't
try to hold
see that.
position my zealots.
Yeah. I don't know. PartinG is pretty good though. I'm sure he knows.
I'm sure
or
he
has
knows.
a plan.
I mean, he's better than we are. He's arguably better than we are at StarCraft.
I don't know. Speak for yourself.
The dream is dead. But anyway, guys, we see that the PartinG Council, the Twilight Council, very quick.
PartinG
He's going for the Dark Shrine.
Oh.
Yes, balls of steel, PartinG 2-base DT. He is just about as manly as John Cena at this point. It has been confirmed.
Yes, indeed. Everybody loves some DTs, apart from people who are having DTs
In their bases.
Yeah.
This is going to be really hard to scout for Hydra, by the way, because just how tucked in it is. And he's even going to miss this probe moving out to set up a proxy pylon. And, well, things can get a little hairier, but we already have 3 spore crawlers going down for Hydra, so, I mean, he knows something is up. Even though he doesn't have any information, the timing for these are pretty much perfect in order to respond to any sort of oracles, any sort of DTs, but the little issue, of course, is the fact that even though you have detection, you need to have stuff to kill the DTs as well.
Yeah, true. Is all too often something that happens when you're doing like a DT rush in lower leagues and somebody brings over like 2 Marines and scans, and then the DT just turns around and kills 2 Marines and continues slaughtering the probe line. Yeah, 2 DTs being warped in here. They have, or 3 DTs even. They have a little way to walk, and Hydra does have spore crawlers set up in all spaces, but it's still going to be a bit tough. I mean, I think 3 DTs probably beat a Queen.
Yeah, but 16 lings on the way, and they're... Oh, he's going to go right for the bug spire here. Cannot really get too much surface area onto this spore crawler. These DTs in hold position, killing a lot of drones though, but I don't know if it's been entirely worth it. We'll see here. 13 drones went down though, so that's a really nice trade-off here for PartinG.
Yeah, there's a bunch of drones. Behind this, of course, his 3rd base coming up too. And it's difficult to actually attack into DTs. You have to bring your detection with you, and if it gets sniped, then you hold off the attack for another however many seconds while you morph in another overseer and bring it over. So it's actually going to be pretty difficult for Hydra to really punish PartinG for this.
Yeah, for sure, man. But a good number of speedlings making their way over towards this 3rd nexus. Will they be able to bring it down? Sentries come on in as well, but more lings wrap on in. Are going to force those force fields out of PartinG here. So now they've isolated, and they cannot partake in the defense of this nexus. And if PartinG is supposed to cancel this, that's going to spell disaster for him. He might try to go for some defensive force fields around it, but don't think it's going to be enough. Oh yeah, he has to cancel, and there we go. And Hydra.
Oh, and the sentries go down as well.
Massive.
Oh, that is so tough here.
Oh my god. Wait, is he...
Oh, yeah,
no,
he can just get through. Oh, dear. Oh, actually, he's going to go for it. I'm surprised Hydra didn't just run through and go for the probe line, but now he goes in towards this natural base, or the main base even, and he's going to take out that. Take out the probes. There is a Zealot, but I feel like there's enough lings to actually kill it. They've got +1 attack on those lings as well, but so the Zealots.
Yeah.
Obviously swiping away at those lings really, really quickly. And Hydra's going to run around, dance around with those, keep the Zealots occupied, while his Spire back at home comes down, his Roach speed, Roach attacks comes in as well, and more lings pour in towards this 3rd base to keep it suppressed, keep PartinG from being able to actually get his economy up.
Yeah, even get the creep drop on top of that as well. Further going to delay things here. Cannon does go down. And now all of a sudden PartinG finding himself in a very difficult position. He needs to think of something to break out of this, because Hydra, again, controlling the pace of this game. The Spire, like you mentioned, is on the way, and he gets in again with even more zonings. This is going to spell disaster. PartinG forced to warp in even more units here defensively, but his economy is hurting further and further. He's not lost too many probes, 9 in total, but the fact that that 3rd got cancelled, and he doesn't really have any sort of direct response to the Mutalisks. No blink, no nothing. This is... Oh, he does have blink. He actually squeezed that in. I was not paying attention, but nonetheless, Hydra, complete and utter map control.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's how many Stalkers out right now? 7 Stalkers, 13 Mutalisks fly into this base. It's possible PartinG just GG's when the Mutalisks walk in. Especially if there's a handful of Lings taking engagement with the Mutalisks and like focus down these Stalkers. That's just it.
Yes, I mean, PartinG now, see, yeah, he knows this. He knows that, wait, there's some sort of transition going on, and if I wait for too long, I will have no opportunity whatsoever to go. So he's going to be pushing on forward here, but the Mutalisks made their way over, and they're going to start hitting this mineral line in the main, and they will turn it into absolute shreds, as PartinG now knows that he is in a base trade situation. Will he be able to pull on through, though, as tons of roaches in production here for Hydra?
It's going to be so tough for him to do that. Hydra actually has those roaches back at home to defend, and he's not even trading too badly. Hydra just has more base to trade as well, and Nucleus is so good for that. The potion overcharge though used defensively looks like from the minute PartinG is going to GG out there, and Hydra gets himself onto match point here.
Ouch, man! This just Hydra looking so good. That little DT attack did some damage, but PartinG failing to maintain control of the situation, just completely falling apart. And guys, like, you can't make mistakes like that. PartinG, you can't make mistakes like that. The warp in there defensively in the wall off just was way out of position. The Link squeezed right on through, started doing more damage, buying more time, and then the third base cancelled. PartinG having no units in position, just completely falling apart. And Hydra getting lots of work done here. By playing fairly heavy on the Ling numbers. We saw this again, just like in on the map there on Moonlight Madness.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what else actually hurts? Is PartinG now has to play his final map, or what could be his final map, on Dash and Terminal. And yeah, that's going to be another tough one to play out. There's so many entrances to the natural. Another Ling attack, like if you think back to Terraform, the Ling aggression build that Hydra used on that map. If you do the same sort of thing on Dash and Terminal, do you think PartinG holds it with the same responses?
Oh god, no, man. It's he's just going to completely fall apart unless he can do some sort of early control or early damage to Hydra. But as we've seen, Hydra's been just dealing excellently with anything PartinG can throw at him. Except the cannon rush, but anything past like 8 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's been really bad for him, but Dash and Terminal. No, that's actually a really bad map for cannon rushes as well. I was just thinking about it. It's because there's literally no space behind the mineral line, so you can't wall in any cannons there. But there's not enough space to kind of dance around. We'll see. This could be Hydra's final map. We're just gonna load up into it. I'm gonna come from network error, so I can't join the channel, but that's fine.
You just have to relog back in, I do believe.
I'm sure we'll find a way. I've spoken to. There we go. See, got the invite.
Perfect.
So yeah, Dash and
guys. Oh yeah, really on PartinG right now to sort of figure something out. He needs to regain momentum in this series because Hydra right now, he's just riding that thing like a wave, man. He's completely in control of this series right now.
That being said, they have traded maps back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's been like Hydra one, PartinG one, Hydra one, PartinG one, Hydra one, PartinG one. They haven't won a single consecutive map, and if Hydra can pull that off this time in the series, then he's won the whole thing.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, if you bear in mind the way that PartinG has been sort of taking back victories is only by playing very aggressive. I don't want to say cheesy for one of the games, but the cannon rush, I mean, come on. You can't, there's no denying that fact. So, Hydra right now, looking absolutely excellent. And speaking of that, he is right here, guys, in the 12 o'clock position on Dash and Terminal in the purple. One game away from final victory.
And then
his opponent. I already said the name. I can't say it twice.
Yeah, back against the wall. He's staring down the barrel of the gun right now, and that gun is loaded with Lings and Hydras and other beautiful Zergy units. Can he pull a Neo, dodge the bullet, and punch back with his own? Blinkstalkers. It is the purple Protoss player from UE Frostwolves. It is PartinG.
Let's see what build he decides to do here now on this map. Bear in mind that scouting for the Zerg, so quick, so easy to get right across there. It's like Scrap Station, man. This is literally Scrap Station 2.0.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of players say that, and it's, I can't say I argue. I think that comes into play a little bit less in the non-Terran matchups. I think Dash and Terminal, aside from that really wide open natural, that's like the main feature I feel like for Zerg versus Protoss. Whereas against Terran, there's the Gangnam Terran where they can lift off to that gold. They can. Their drop routes are really quick. Their Reaper routes are really quick. The Mothership Core rush actually could be a little bit of a threat for Hydra, but
well, I don't think it's as big of a deal on this map as in PvT. Because, I mean, Queens are fairly durable. You kite around, you can start dropping those spores. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're very quick to build, so could be a way to sort of force some reaction out of him, but still, it's going to be very costly for PartinG to pull off. Now, Nexus first again, and Hydra is going for that pull into hatch. We'll see if he's going to commit a bit more to slow links, because you can actually, if you continuously make slow links here, you can break down that Nexus first over the Protoss. It's all going to be up to Hydra though. Can he identify this? Sees the Nexus, but no additional links in production.
No, not yet. Just the normal 4. And that is kind of the disadvantage as well of these ramps with so many paths into the natural, even though one that's blocked off by rocks. As much as it makes them great for those kind of Ling all-ins, it makes them expected. So whatever PartinG would do, I'd imagine he'd have a contingency plan for if Hydra was going to go for a big old Ling all-in. So what we actually see is Hydra playing really greedily, tons and tons of, an extra hat coming down that third base as well, and he's going to play out a fairly economic game, and we'll see how this ends up. Yeah.
Very important thing to bear in mind, because I mean, now we can easily just sort of discard the fear of that big speed Ling all-in. Perhaps not entirely, but I mean, it's really sort of starting to lean away from that kind of super aggressive build from Hydra. So PartinG probably sort of letting out a sigh of relief here. But I mean, he does have his back against the wall, man.
Yeah, he does a bit. These two Lings have been really annoying, actually. Just kind of wandering around the main base. Did they kill a probe? No, they haven't quite killed a probe. But,
no, not just yet.
There's another 2 in the natural as well. They're going to come back, just pick away at that shielding. And yeah, they're just getting this scouting down, stopping PartinG from actually doing anything, making him keep his focus like at home and not letting him actually like just chillax and do his build, keeping him a little bit under pressure, and it's good. It's all good.
I mean, like, keeping PartinG uncomfortable at this point in time, when he's one game away from complete elimination, is just so good here for Hydra, because that means that he can continuously sort of breathe and, you know, even further control the pace of how things are going to be playing out.
Yeah, absolutely. And a few gateways coming down for PartinG here, really just walling off, but he could try and put on some pressure with them. He is actually just sending a single Zealot out across the map. Maybe trying to secure that watch time, maybe just to get a bit more of a handle of what's going on Hydra's side of the map. Both players, I think, just feeding each other out and checking out what's actually going on. How do you want to play out this game? How am I going to respond to that? And PartinG looks like he just has a couple sentries a little far out of his base, and a bunch of Lings come out from Hydra. I think, yeah, he smells this third base. He smells it coming. He thinks, sentries outside the base. What could this be?
Yeah, there's the third Nexus you're talking about. Gateways now warping in, or rather morphing into those warp gates. +1 has been started. PartinG is going to go yet again for that Blinkstalker build, so we will see that Twilight Council come down within the near future. But the first thing will, of course, be to hold on to that third base. Will PartinG be able to? These Speedlings, every single time, have been hugely successful here for Hydra.
Yeah, they have been doing really, really ton of damage. And Speed just finishing up now. It's going to be tough for PartinG to hold on to this third base. But he does have a lot of sentries here. And the architecture on bridge, on dash and terminal even, is pretty decent for being able to do this. So long as he can actually get over towards the third base, he can start hugging the wall, wall himself in there. And oh, this is a lot of sentries.
Yeah, no way for the Lynx to contest for now. More gateways also finishing up that defensive wall to keep that cannon in the back. Now, PartinG hallucinating a Phoenix. We'll see how much information can he gather with this. No Twilight Council started yet. Is he just going to go for a big old-fashioned 8-gate all-in off of these 3 bases? Perhaps even up to 10 gates. We'll see. With +1, sentries and stalkers. I mean, that's an extremely powerful straight-up sort of build and can easily catch your opponent on gun. And now Spire going down as well is going to slow down production a little bit here. But PartinG catches on to the fact that there is Roach Run and gets all of these Lynx isolated as well. This is excellent for PartinG. A lot of force field spent, though.
Yeah, he did spend a lot of force fields, but he has so many sentries that NG is going to return so quickly.
He's going for this is all in. This is all in. I just noted he has not probed anything to get this third base up and running. This is a fake, and he is going to go for the throw. Now he wants to finish this.
It's a macro third for Chrono. This is the sort of stuff that we cut out from Legacy of the Void.
To Chrono the warp gates.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he actually doesn't have blink. Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, this is just a straightforward 8-gate all-in. And
oh, wow,
he's going to rely on these force fields and stalkers, but already a good number of roaches out here for Hydra. +1 on the way. Glider Reconstitution just finished as well. No burrow this time, though.
This is so clever as well. It's going to be so tough for Hydra to actually engage if PartinG kind of moves towards into that choke. Force fields off sections of units. Stops Hydra from actually getting a wraparound with his own force fields, and there's a good bunch of force fields. There's a lot more units being chipped off.
Yes, sir. Now he's continuously working away at these rocks. Double time warp available, and he's going to force one more warp in here. Defensively to keep that final alive, but remember he has +1, so he should shred these Lynx. An excellent force fields coming down here from PartinG. Will he be able to do it? One time has been spent, the monster is getting lower and lower, but PartinG is still filling up the space with more force fields, but he's very slowly running out. Will Hydra have enough to stabilize and hold on here? I don't know. Another time warp here to the left, and these roaches falling one by one. Even the drones being pulled off the line at this point. 15 more drones in production, more sentries coming in to reinforce. Will Hydra make the hold? I don't know. No.
GG. We're going to the ace match. PartinG manages to tie it up 3-3, and we're going to Iron Fortress. It's back to an A we go for the final match of the night.
Man, PartinG.
That'd be a good one.
You were absolutely spot on, my friend.
And now I'm going to vote on the poll that says match point will Hydra close it out. Yes, Hydra 4-2, or no way ace match. I was right. I knew it would be an ace match. Haha, you closed the poll, but I voted first. And yeah, polling is just another awesome feature here on hitbox.tv. You come over to hitbox.tv/Team Gravity for new poll up. For the cool chats, all these polling questions. You can find out what proportion of the viewership think a player is going to win. Currently, we've got up who's going to win the ace match. It's 100% on Hydra. Nobody has any faith in PartinG. If you're a PartinG fan, then come and join us.
I voted PartinG. It's equal as 50-50, man. I always believe in this guy, but now PartinG has done a good job in turning things around a little bit. Like now he's playing into this very sort of olden day 2-base style that he really popularized back in the early days of Hod the Swarm and at the very eve there of Wings of Liberty. And this seems to be working very well against what Hydra is doing, because he does this sort of, either he opens up fairly aggressive and then sort of moves back into the 3-base, or he goes very greedy, cuts a lot of corners, tries to get a lot of tech at the same time. And well, this really played into the hands of PartinG, because well, he managed to turn things around, guys. So man, map number 7 in this series. And do you know what the best feature is, or the best part is?
Go on.
It's the fact that we're all going to have access to all of these replays, guys. So just make sure to use spawning tools. Go in there. All of this will be uploaded there. So if any of you guys want to be copying any of the builds, any of the little movements and quirks, you guys, it's all going to be there.
Speaking of builds and movements and quirks, I've just realized something. This map Iron Fortress, Game 7. Is there anything that springs to mind when you think Iron Fortress, Game 7 in PartinG's Games versus Zerg?
I'm trying to think here, man.
Is
Putting
maybe in any GSL finals? Game 7, PartinG versus Life. It's Iron Fortress, the second time it's played in GSL. Life goes through a 10 pool and beats PartinG. I want to see Hydra 10 pool. I want it to happen.
Yeah, okay, now my heart's racing, man.
It would be really sad. I think if I was PartinG and that happened to me, it'd be really sad. But
okay.
not trying to play
Whoa,
Team Gravity fight my down at all. But whoa. Okay,
yeah,
never mind. It's the opposite. PartinG has learned there's only one way to beat a 10 pool, and it's I don't know what this. Oh no, he's gonna proxy gate with like a super fast scouting. Okay, you know what? Introductions. Here we go. Up in the top left, the madman himself. It is the orange Protoss from Yo Flash Rolls, PartinG.
Oh my god, guys, my heart is racing down in the bottom right, in the red. This is going to be so crazy. Everything on the line right now. Playing for Team Root. It is going to be Hydra. Oh my god, PartinG, you crazy man. Okay, he knows it is cross positions. The question is, what probe is he going to be using here to drop those pylons? Because one of these overlords is heading down towards the left side, and if PartinG accidentally gives away this information, then he's going to be in a ton of trouble. But I don't think Hydra's going to realize this.
Yeah, this is. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to think here. Hydra's not going to see this. He's not going to see with the Overlord. PartinG's too good to just drop it in an Overlord scout pattern. Especially when, like, bottom left would be the normal place for Hydra to send his Overlord, because you scout the natural a bit quicker. Exactly. Just one gate? Okay. No, there we go.
Interesting, very interesting positions here for these gateways. I mean, and bear in mind, you know, they're going to be really far away. But what PartinG is doing right now, he wants Hydra to go for that 3-hatch. If he goes 3-hatch before pool, it's going to be like 90-10 in favor of PartinG in terms of odds of if Hydra is going to stay alive or not. But right now, it's looking, okay, it's going to be gassed into pool. Still fairly greedy, but he's not 90% dead at this point.
No, I mean, hatch gas pool, it could be worse for Hydra. It could be 3-hatch full gas. 3-hatch full pool.
Yeah, like 3-hatch gas pool, the most greedy way for Zerg to open in the world.
And yeah, we'll see now. PartinG running around with this probe. The two zealots are on their way, or one of them is on their way. The other two are in production. And we'll see. How does Hydra react when this zealot walks in to the main base?
Oh man, I don't like this, that PartinG isn't stacking them up. Like, he's going to be revealing the first. Like I said, it's just so far away for these zealots to march across the map. But look at this, he's we'll see how many lings he makes. That's 2 queens, 4 lings, and now the first zealot is coming in right now. Number 2 and 3 are on the way, and here we go. Needs to position this perfectly, but if Hydra can buy enough time, get these lings and queens, that he's going to be in good shape. 6 lings in production at this point in time.
Yeah, it's pretty hype. And the second zealot comes in, runs around. Now 3 zealots here, and Hydra doesn't have any spines. He just has lings, and this is going to be so tough to hold off against. PartinG gets some great positions. He's going to swipe away at Satchery. Spines need to go down, but he just can't afford to producing. That queen helps out a lot. PartinG has to actually deal with it or just take that continuous poke damage. But more and more zealots coming in. One gets a position on that queen, and they're just dancing backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. But a lot of damage getting down the queen. The queen's going to go down. Just takes a couple more swipes. There's one, and the second is not quite there. Hydra keeps his queen alive, but he's losing a lot of damage, a lot of lings there. The queen dies, but almost all the zealots dead. GG. That's it. Hydra holds it off.
PartinG, Hydra takes it 4-2 in this series.
4-3.
Yeah, 4-3. Wow. Going to the very final game, PartinG there, going for probably one of the riskiest builds you could ever pull on a map of this size, and still... No. Yeah, Hydra's control there was actually really spot on. Did lose the queen eventually, but then the good focus fire on those zealots, using the drones at the very right moments as well, just playing it so patiently. That means he'll be the victor of tonight's Gravity Fight Night. Going to that game
Yep.
number 7, man. Congratulations to our winners, Intense, sort of, and of course Hydra. This was the only series that was not a 3-0.
Not so sweet. And yeah, it was in fact the exact opposite of that. Everything was so good, and PartinG living up to his kind of reputation as the crazy guy, and Hydra just so solid all night long. And yeah, that was an awesome series. I really enjoyed casting it. Thanks very much as well, Tenchi, for coming on and sitting in the back quietly doing production all night long to Beast. And of course, all our viewers as well. I hope you've loved these games. I certainly enjoyed them. If you'd want to check out the replays, well, the VODs will be up on hitbox.tv/Team Gravity. You can subscribe as well for $4.99, and you'll get a $4.99 G2A gift card and access to the replays, which will all be uploaded on Spawning Tool, which is an awesome replay analysis website. But
yeah, you can make sure to get all those details down and really start working on your builds. Do you want to be playing like Hydra and PartinG yourself? Go check it out, Spawning Tool, my friends. But I mean, that being said, it's been a pleasure to cast Team Gravity's Fight Night number 28 here together with Trig. Thank you very much to all of you guys who have been tuning in. None of this would be possible, of course, without all of the undying support and love from all of you StarCraft fans out there. So, I mean, unless you have anything else to add in here, my friend, I think this is going to be us calling it quits for tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm actually just going to quickly mention, I am going to be back casting in just under an hour for ASL's Season 5 Prime League. Group A, I think, is on next. It's not the first group we played, but I don't know, we've had some problems. They've been moved around. It's going to be Polt, Heart, Tefl, and Scorpion. And you can check that out over on dinget.tv/ASL. That's going to be live in about 40 minutes or so. Matches beginning in just under an hour. So yeah,
are we allowed to shout? So we can shout out stuff before we go?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, guys. Then I'm gonna do it as well. Before I sign off, at least. I'm gonna be commentating the Kung Fu Cup. I hope some of you guys did check out the previous season. We're running 2 Korean qualifiers, 2 NA, 2 EU, and 1 SEA. This year, things are going to be a little different. We have 1 Korean qualifier, 1 European, 1 global, and then I do believe we have 1 for Southeast Asia. But nonetheless, it is going to be, again, the largest online tournament. It's exclusively online, $21,000 or $19,000 on the up for grabs there, guys. And of course, we have some of the very best players in the world coming to participate in that one. You can check that out on twitch.tv/esportshtv, because that's where I run most of my stuff. But otherwise, I think that's all for me, guys. I've been Team Properties Tenchi, casting Gravity's Fight Night here, and I'm very thankful for you guys having me aboard. And of course, excellent job here, Trig. It's been brilliant to cast together with you tonight.
Thanks very much, and you. And yeah, that's it from us tonight. We'll, of course, be back next week, or somebody will be back next week with Team Gravity's Fight Night number 29. Until then, though, I'll see you guys later.